Well, you guys got to get some gear in here.
Yeah, we're working on that. Hopefully someday soon we will have more rack space for more stuff. So,
obviously kidding. No, there's just a ridiculous collection here.
This is some cool tube stuff. We have the retro Pultec stereo EQ, which is super fun. A couple Manley pieces. Varimu, which is the stepped controls on that for some fun recallability. Sneaking in underneath that, we have the new Rupert Neve 5057 summing mixer. So if you don't want to mix on the console, we can still get the lovely Silk transformer saturation on some summing mixes. Master bus processor below that, which if you don't know, you should know. It's amazing. Some Chandler germanium compressors, which I've been a fan of for many years. My buddy Wade makes really cool gear down in Shell Rock, Iowa. Some TG1 action, which is obviously inspired by some Abbey Road stuff. And then we have a rack of SSL Dynamics from some iteration of SSL consoles, but that's sort of handy mixing in the analog realm on our console, so we can have some control over some drums and stuff. But
and it's nice that it's like at the desk.
Yeah, it's
still facing forward.
You don't have to turn around and go grab the rack. It's kind of there. You can be in front of the speakers, so it's a nice thing to have.
Is this what kind of desk is this?
So it's a combination. We repurposed some of the stuff we had in here, and then I actually sourced and built a frame for the console from a company up the road called 8020 that does this really cool modular aluminum extrusion stuff. And then we sort of bolted on the end racks so we could have some more stuff at our fingertips. So it feels really nice to work here. You can kind of zoom side to side and grab some knobs and still be listening to things and in the right spot for that. So on the left and the right, we have a bunch of 5052 Shelford input strips, so the mic pre EQ, along with the Silk feature, which is the red or blue button at the bottom. So those are, I would say, the last iteration of our friend Rupert Neve, who is no longer with us, his design of a mic pre EQ. So we have 30 of those in this console. Woo! And we're quite happy about that. Things that go through those sound really quite nice, very musical. Center section has some of the 5051 Dynamics modules with some EQ on those, so have some more control in the same sort of vein. We can kind of double up with the EQ if we need a little bit more love on stuff. The bottom section of the console, so the top is the penthouse, what they call it, and then the bottom section has all the routing and summing features of this desk. This section here, there's the group masters, so we have the group inserts, so we have insert points on those, and you can assign them to either the left or right buses, and then add pan to those, so all that's kind of engageable. Those faders come here. They also have direct outputs, so you can process that. A lot of the times when I'm recording guitar, I will send my guitar mics to a mono one of those, send it to an EQ, record that as sort of a process finished multi-mic'd guitar sound. So I only have one track in Pro Tools to deal with, which is super awesome. So that's that. There's effects returns here. So we have our aux sends are all normal to some outboard gear. We have a Bricasti and an Eventide H9000, and then a Space Echo and a Tape Echo and a Dimension D copy from
Clark Technic.
Our buddies at Behringer Clark Technic. They're doing some weird recreation.
Is Clark Technic Behringer?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
have you used this personally?
Yeah, I had it plugged in. We used it last week on a mix.
What would you try it on?
Put on some bass. It was by itself and it gave some pretty cool space. But
what's this thing?
That is the Neural DSP Quad Cortex amp modeler. I don't do IRs and stuff. I just get like my favorite speaker and my favorite mic and my favorite preamp and dial in a tone, capture it, and I've been uploading it. So we've been going through a lot of the amps, and then that gives me the opportunity to recall something quickly, reamp things, and so we're at Sweetwater exclusive US distributors, so we've been on board with them since the beginning. So this one's been floating around for a while, so I've been getting into it. I've kind of been against the Kempers and things like that just because I was never really super happy with the way it sounded. When I found out that I could capture a sound I really liked and it reproduced it, I was like, well, that's cool.
And you got your radio box here, so you can just pipe right through.
Yeah, we normally have a couple more of those in there to hook up pedals and stuff on the desk here. So stereo pair of distressors, pair of UA 1176s, purple MC77s. There's a sleeper piece up top, which is this Earthworks mic preamp, which is, I don't think they make it anymore. It's super clean and zero distortion technology they have on the front of it. But Quite like it on guitars sometimes when it gets out of the way. If I have a sound that I'm looking for that I really want to capture, like a really big sound, that's something I go to quite a bit. It's like kind of the opposite of the Shelford stuff. So